Hello, and good morning, everyone. Back in Eorzea with a much better view this time. Got some fireworks going. It's not raining. And you might notice we have some new armor. And we're a higher level. So, we are nearly level 30. We have some brand new, literally brand new armor set, which we got from the novice training that I was talking about. So yeah, we're just about to be able to do the summer event, which is good, because this is the last day it is running. So, just in time. So all we gotta do is hit level 30, which a couple of these quests should take us there, and then we'll go spend some time in the summer. So off we go. So we just did the Temtara Deepcroft, stopped a cultist and a monster they summoned. Oh right, airship. We're good with you for now. Wind up Red Mage. Pillar. Nice. Alright. So we need to report back to Mother Mion. Welcome back, Paladin. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deepcroft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Badarin's bringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. But Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it is something of a relief to be able to call on such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. Ah, as if to illustrate the point. Aver's gone and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He didn't have to be so hard-pressed. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah! To the hells with the pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye, and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Aver's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Ooh. Wait! Don't leave me alone, please! I'm so sorry, Aver. Please forgive me. Those were awful sobs. About as awful as that party event apparently went. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I can send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'dah. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in this task, say the word, and I shall be glad to share the details with you. I would love to take on another task. Alright. Actually, I wonder if Etta and the others... Are they still around? No? No, looks like not. Suppose that's fair. Probably don't want to talk anyways. Call of the Desert. Mayun has information on a new task. So you're not averse to taking a little trip. Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. I know Momodi quite well, actually, thank you. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, Paladin, and good luck. Sweet. Well, as we are right here, let's hop on airship to Ul'dah. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to probably do some like unlocking busy work, because like we should be able to do the gold saucer now, and we should see, it's gold saucer. We'll be able to actually become a paladin very shortly. Just have to hit level 30 and do that final gladiator quest. Or final 2? I haven't done the level 25 one, have I? Oh, I haven't done 20, 25, or 30, so yeah. So we'll have to do several of those, but then we can become a paladin, which will be pretty cool and pretty required. Right then, let's see what Momodi has for us to take care of. A naked Hrothgar. Okay. Hello, Momodi. We're back. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Oh, it's you, Paladin. And there I was, spouting the same tired line. Mion sent word that she'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all this way to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Let's see, into a copper hell. Momodi is waiting to brief you on your task. Sounds like another dungeon. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. Gods almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale if you would be so kind. I'm pretty sure every one of these characters' voices changes every single time I do this. Excellent timing, Papa Sean. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. Oh? Why, if it isn't my good friend Paladin. It does my spirit well to know that you are the one who will be helping us. Mayhap you'd like to apprise Paladin of his mission. Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. I have literally spent the past, like, 6 years pronouncing that Amalja and Sons, and I only just in this playthrough realized that that's not what that actually says. Anyways, we've heard of some troubles at Copperbell Mines. We had some issues there a while ago. I guess they've gotten worse, or at least haven't gotten better. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of a clan known as the Hecatoncheires, fearsome creatures who are sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the hecatoncheires to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But, as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the hecatoncheires, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about the Copperbell and the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rise in demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Gods bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Ah, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Excellent. Okay. Do you have anything new? Adventurers aspiring to greatness come through all the time, but it's rare to see one that actually achieves some measure of success. Keep at it, Paladin, and who knows what you'll accomplish. Well, thank you. Papa Sean is already gone. It was... Oh, hi, Painted Mesa. Just listening to that whole conversation, I guess. Looking for Painted Mesa. You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, mate. I just hope you've got skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down there. The hecatoncheires have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the Second Old Dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Hope of the nation's resting on your shoulders, friend. Send them giants back to whatever of the 7 hells they escaped from. I'm not 100% on board with this idea, given they literally buried them alive for 3 centuries. But I suppose we don't have much of a choice, and we do need to stop them from assaulting innocent people. Maybe we can have a conversation with the leader of them and come to some arrangement. One can hope, at any rate. Anyway, here we go. Stone torch. Oh, you guys are here again. You guys doing better than last time? I have been an adventurer for long years and borne witness to many a pivotal moment in history. Though the times may have changed, the essence of our trade has not. Adventuring has ever been a quest for self-betterment through challenges freely faced, and ever shall it remain so. As an adventurer becomes more experienced, he will naturally acquire a love of justice and an understanding of the spirit of self-sacrifice. Such experience cannot be measured in any tangible way, yet it most assuredly shapes who we are, grounded as it is in the decisions we have made on our journey, and their consequences, good or ill. I sense a light within you, young one, and it tells me that you are destined for greatness. Well, thank you. We found Dolorous Bear and his entire party dead. The giants were thorough in their work. Judging by their tracks, it would seem they tried to rush a horde of the creatures. I cannot say for sure what drove an experienced crew like theirs to throw caution to the wind, but I do have my suspicions. We are all our own worst critics, and our desire to better past achievements can rob us of good sense. Thus do we become more given to recklessness. While it is important to have goals, one must not fixate upon them to the exclusion of all else. Do so, and one will surely pay the price, as Dolorous Bear and his comrades did this day. Ooh, that's unfortunate. They seemed cool. I've already spoken to you. Yep, we already heard that. We stone torches are in charge of security within Copperbell Mines. Access is restricted until we can better assess what exactly has transpired here. Only those with express permission may enter. Okay. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hecatoncheires? I didn't think that Papa Shan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Good luck in there, adventurer. We stone torches will continue our vigil here, lest the foe slip by you. Okay. Inquire about a tree. To assist our efforts, the stone torches are allowing small yet capable parties of adventurers to explore the shafts. In an exchange for a report of their finding, these parties may claim whatever loot they discover within. Safety, however, cannot be guaranteed. Enter at your own risk. Yep, cool. Alright. Let's see here. Copperbell Mines. Abandoned, once purged of ore, the Copperbell Mines lay untouched for nigh on 3 centuries until Amagina and Sons Mineral Concerned reclaimed the shafts. The guild's sights set on expanding the mines downward in an attempt to tap yet undiscovered veins of valuable metal. Unfortunately, it was not riches the powder kegs uncovered, but sheer terror. For when the smoke cleared, out poured an army of raging giants from the darkest recesses of the mines. The Hecatoncheires, thralls of the Lost Thorn dynasty, were at last free from their lightless prison, 300 years of hate fueling their madness. That sounds rather unpleasant, but... such things happen in the past, I suppose. Well, let's see how long it takes to get a group as a tank this time. I'm not used to tanks not getting super fast queues. It's weird. Normally when I play, they're just you pop almost instantly. Anyways, so yeah, we got our new fancy armor. We actually look like a tank now. Did hunting log all the way up to the 3rd rank. Got to reach 30 to get the 4th rank. Let's see. Oh, I could do... haven't done... oh, I guess I haven't unlocked guild tests or leaves yet. Let's see. Alright, so we got a DPS, looks like. Flare Bowhammer. Okay. I should probably come up with some stuff to do while we're waiting for dungeon queues, because otherwise this could get a little tedious. But we only need a healer, so hopefully we'll get there pretty soon here. Doom Lord. There we go. Right then. Copperbell Mines. Alright, take some food. And off we go. Copperbell Goblins and friggin' coppers. We got a conjurer, cool. An archer and a machinist. Nice. Copperbell Goblin drops a tiny key, which presumably will open the sealed blasting door. Nice. Okay. Pull the lever. Only this actually just dropped you down instead of this nice, pleasant elevator lift. Because then it could be the wrong lever. Emperor's New Groove, one of the greatest Disney films ever. You. A friggin' copper carrier. I like their alliteration. More coppers. I wonder if that's like copper the metal, and then copper as in like the British slang for police. If that's what they're going for. Or something, I don't know. Copper carrier, I guess that sounds like they're carrying copper. I hope this mine had a lot of copper in it. Ah! Ekatonkier Stonehauler. Don't attack the ranged people, attack me. It is my job, that's why I have this shield and this heavy armor. Lightning Sprite. Couple more guys, a goblin. never decide if goblins are cool or horrifying. Not a bug fan, but I kind of like the idea of, like, living rock creatures. Yay, level 30. Stick them with the pointy end 3. Which is the basic principle of swords, as the Mask of Zorro, the Legend of Zorro, something like that. One of those movies gave us that lesson. Moving right along. More sprites. And another carrier. I think Spriggans are supposed to be like animated dust and dirt, like just randomly magically animated. Something like that. I'd have to dig out the lore book. Yeah, I've actually released a couple lore books. Just information on the settings, the world, areas, the special equipment, you know, special characters, all that fun stuff. So, back to here. We've got some fire sand, we've got a powder chamber, and a blasting device. So let's blow up a wall. Kaboom! And here we have a boss. This is not a scary looking boss. That went fast. Ready to move on? No. More Spriggans. It's too easy to be true, right? Whole bunch of Spriggans. And a Flumbo. Hello, Bomb. And yet more Spriggans, yay! Super exciting boss fight, I know. The next one's actually a little bit more interesting, so hopefully you can bear with me till we get there. One more Flambeau. And then Kotos, the actual boss of this encounter. Hello. Dark, no longer sealed. Excellent. We got another key, another treasure coffer, and another sealed blasting door. Errant Soul. I wonder if these are like literal souls or if they're just called back because there's some ghosty spirit thingies. I don't remember if these were really in the lore books at all. Alright, and another lever that will once more fail to drop us into oblivion. Let alone a roller coaster slide. Alright, what do we got here? More errant souls. And another friggin' copper carrier. Group is doing nice damage on killing these guys quickly. I like it. Blasting cap. How literally these were translated into Japanese. Be an interesting thing to look at. I don't think... I know you could do the Japanese voice acting. But I don't know if you could do like Japanese text in this, in the English. The like North American version of the game. Curious question. Great. More sand. Chest. We already have that helmet. We're actually wearing it, just not displaying it because it doesn't look very good. Add 12 ounces of fire sand to the powder chamber and push the blasting device. Shaft E1 now clear. And boss number 2, Icarus Ire. Not doing much damage to this thing, are we? I wonder what we should do about that. Maybe blow it up. And now we have 2 somewhat smaller Icarus Ires. Time to blow them up again. Come on, blasting cap. Thank you. Kaboom. I've been there before. Still not actually taking damage, though. Clearly, blow them up again. Alright. Blasting cap to self-destruct again. There we go. And 8 little ones, and now we can kill them. Alright, shaft E2 can be accessed. Now we got hippogriffs and their hipposurfs and living fossils. Well, the place looks much different. This looks much less mined than we were at, doesn't it? Excuse me. Get back here. Where do you think you're going? Gas shell. Sounds unpleasant. Couple more hipposurfs and a Hecatonchier Stonebreaker. Just about done here, I think. Hey! Really, guys? Really? Not have to pull that groove. Got these guys done. Second here. Really? Sneak attack. Fast escape. Where we wouldn't see them. Slaves no more! Free! Free! That's a big hammer. Masters must pay. Masters must die. Never again. Never! Okay, I don't think you're gonna really be up for talking. Doesn't seem so anyway. Gygus the Great is attempting to break through the wall. An enemy approaches. Stone servants. So now the theory here is that you kill the stone servants as they come, so as not to get overwhelmed. They break through walls. But it's honestly easy enough to kill this guy. Just normally before they overwhelm you, that you can basically just ignore the stone servants. Case in point. Well, that's done. Okay. Let's see. I already have that. I already have both of these, actually. Like, all of these. Alright. And off we go. Sweet, 3 commendations. Alright, well, all done. Copperbelt mines were first opened by royal decree during the Thorn dynasty over 300 years ago. However, due to the Great Giant Revolt, the mines were sealed and abandoned for centuries. Really? The Concern purchased the mines from the royal family 20 years ago, but saw no need to resume operations until recently. Demand for ore rose sharply in the wake of the calamity, and only fools would let developed mines go to waste, or so they thought. Should have left it buried and forgotten, if you ask me. Okay, you don't see anything new. Alright, report to Painted Mesa. Which was back in Ulda, yes. You know what? Until we get a mount, this is just... Adventurers Guild. Guessing he's still here. Looks like it, yep. And a battle? Why are we gonna have a battle? Okay, that's weird. Well, let's see what this is about. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbelt returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ulda will have the material she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papashan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. No! What's going on here? Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine! You stole from me! Don't even think to deny it! Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing! I bought this, paid for it with me own coin! What rot! You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you've never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. Such a jackass. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of you. I swear on my mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. Fuckers. And who the hells are you when you're at home? The dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. You know, we keep ending up in fights on the streets of Ul'dah. That's rather telling. Defeat the bodyguards. I'll take care of this. The rest of you can watch. You know, not bad for an adventurer. You barely scratched me. Ugh, I should have stopped at the 7th ale. And you're... Stop bloody gopping at me and give me a hand, will ya? A boastful bodyguard and a raucous bodyguard. Bugger, bugger, bugger! Yeah, not worried. Alright, let's get the spellcaster next. Wow, you went down fast. Anyone else? Nope. I ain't getting paid enough for this. You certainly are not. Hey, where the hells do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. Oh, another one of these headaches. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, men who were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? The same thing is happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does. But I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins, get your dodo tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thanalin. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity, and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Seems she did in fact purchase it, as she said. Sir, are you all right? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy that meat, you said? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Ugh, I will overlook this, but just this once. Sure, off you go. Gods bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. It don't bear thinking about. All's well that ends well. We meet again. Pray, do not mistake my intent, for it is always honorable, but I have been watching you ever since you departed, Ul'dah. You've played the part of envoy to perfection, confident as a man on a diplomatic mission should be, yet unfailingly courteous to your betters. And when your travels led you into the midst of danger, you faced it without so much as a flinch. You, my friend, are quite a marvel, and I confess to being somewhat in awe of you. Ah, but my lavish praise continues. Most of all, I was struck by your readiness to aid those in need, even when words were all the reward you could expect to receive. Such selflessness is a rare thing in this day and age. All of which leads me to conclude that you are indeed the one whom I have been looking for, an adventurer possessed of a very rare set of qualities. To be sure, your rescue of that damsel in distress was more of a happy accident, but rescue her you did, and that is what matters in the end. I feel I should mention at this point that I also have a burning interest in a certain talent of yours. I speak of your visions. You have been experiencing visions, have you not? Well, it just so happens that I know a woman who shares your talent, and can help you understand it. She and I belong to the same organization, and we should both be delighted beyond words if you would agree to join our cause. Naturally, there are benefits to being part of such a collective. For one, we should be glad to assist you in realizing your potential as an adventurer. You need not give me your answer now. Think upon it, and if you feel moved to help us, as I pray you shall, speak with Momodi, the ever-lovely and youthful mistress of the quicksand. Tell her the signs of the seventh dawn have found their man, and she will tell you where to find us. How mysterious. Right then. Well, we should probably tell Momodi that we assaulted some more people on the streets of Ul'dah. This is becoming a habit. Ooh, it's a fancy sword. Dark Knight weapon. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Ah, Paladin, sorry to keep you waiting. Just providing guidance to a fresh-off-the-carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with giants in the dark. I never doubted for a moment that you'd succeed, of course, and neither did Papashan, which ain't to say he won't be overjoyed. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. You! Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry, we were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Aver, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see. An adventurer's adventurer, and he swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Aver once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Paladin Gamer, I shan't forget. Thank you, Paladin Gamer. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Well, good luck to you. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post. And I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Paladin. Eh? What did you say? You wanted to know about the scions of the Seventh Dawn. They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Paladin, the scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Level 31. Nice. Okay. Well, that sounds intriguing. I think, Amodi, I'm going to take Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I think I'm going to take some time to think on that. And meanwhile, let's head back to Limsa for some holiday celebrations. This is not the exit I wanted to take. Okay. Airship landing, yes. Airship ticket here. Victor. No, not Gridania. Limbs, there we go. Here we are, back at Limsa Laminsa. Alright, so we're going to go down to the Drowning Wench, so we're on the upper level. And we're going to go down this way. And now we can talk to you, Fair Crier. Feel that balmy breeze in the air, friend. Another lovely summer is upon us, and that means it's time to celebrate the Moonfire Fair. Should you have any questions as to how best to enjoy the festivities, you need only say the word. What is the Moonfire Fair? Several years ago, the Adventurers Guild formed the Cascadiers to combat an invasion of rampaging bombards. The Moonfire Fair was first held to attract new members to the cause. It proved so popular that it has been held annually ever since, whether the bombards appear or not. It helps spread word of the guild's activities and generates interest among potential new recruits. In charge of the proceedings is the Grand Chaperone Herr Maga. He has decided to have members of the Adventurers Guild demonstrate their courage and physical prowess to fairgoers through a series of challenges in Costa del Sol. Yes, the same Costa del Sol as Final Fantasy VII. Although, not exactly the same, but it's the same concept of a resort town. The event is being held even as we speak, courtesy of the ever-generous Master Gega Ruju. Your participation would be most appreciated. Sounds fun. Unseasonable chills. Moyaru will stop at nothing to see that you enjoy the seasonal festivities to the fullest. Welcome, my adventuring friend. Come to enjoy the Moonfire Fair festivities, have you? I promise you're in for a scorchingly, swelteringly good time. As you may very well know, the fair is a storied tradition that in recent years has served to promote the effort of the Adventurers Guild on behalf of Eorzeans everywhere. Once again, we've got a piping hot plate full of exciting activities for one and all. This year, we've also been tasked by none other than Master Ruju, our ever-generous patron of the event, with creating the ultimate icy dessert to stave off the heat. We'd more than welcome the aid of a skilled adventurer like yourself, and needless to say, we'll reward you well for your efforts. If you'd be willing and able to lend a hand, simply hop over to Costa del Sol and speak to my colleague Hermaga. Given any thought to helping us beat the heat this Moonfire season? My colleague Hermaga at Costa del Sol's island of endless summers waiting for you with bells on. Awesome. Off we go. And looks like we go off this way. And always, we can prove, like JRPGs and MMOs across the world, we can prove we are a remarkably strong swimmer by swimming in full plate. Fortunately, I don't have any garb that would be, like, appropriate to being out here in the summer heat, do I? Athelia. Feel that balmy breeze in the air, friend? Oh, you're just the same thing. Okay. Hermaga. Welcome, friend, and I hope you enjoy the Wait a minute. That's Adventurer's garb, if ever I saw some. Did Moyaru send you to help us with our confectionery challenge? How glad I am to hear it. God's honest truth, we're in a bit of a bind here. You see, we've been tasked with making the most delightfully frosty dessert. Though we've been tasked with making the most delightfully frosty dessert, we are suffering from a lack of the all-important ingredient, ice. The shipment was supposed to come in bells ago, but word has it's been held up by some disturbance in the area. Might you be so kind as to check with my associate, Payabano, and see if she knows anything further? She should be just to the east of here, on the beach. I reckon Payabano should know something about the delayed shipment of ice. The lass is always on top of the latest comings and goings around. I can do that. Payabano. What's that you say? Hermaga sent you to ask about the delayed shipment of ice. To be quite honest, the situation is something of a complicated one. As you may have heard, this year's festivities, Master Kegaruju has imposed upon us a rather daunting task, preparing the finest frozen dessert the realm has ever seen. He promised us that he would spare not a single guild to see the deed done, so we decided to enlist the services of one of the realm's most prominent confectioners. All well and good to this point, yes? As it turns out, the confectioner was a hopeless perfectionist. Insisting that only the finest ice in all of Eorzea would serve for her creation, she hopped on the next vessel to the northern seas. Well, dedication to one's craft, I suppose. And that's the last we saw of her. It's not that I fear for her life, mind you. Pardon the pun, but she's one tough cookie. That said, the festivities are all but upon us, and if she doesn't make it back soon... Ye gads, that poor girl's drowning out there! And a shark swimming by, that's promising. That garb, Yes, it's her! Paladin! That's Nekeki, the self-same confectioner of whom I just spoke. We must help her at once. Let's see here. Fairgoer. As soon as I saw her, I swam out and brought her to shore, but were we too late? Poor Nekeki. Do you suppose she's alright? Well, let's have a word. Will she be alright now? And in any event, I'll leave her to your capable hands. Well, okay. Sure, just run off. Ugh. Oh, Nekeke, you come back to us. Thank the gods. Yabano, is that you? Why, I'm back in Costa del Sol. You are indeed. Whatever happened to you out there? Were you swept away in a storm? Tossed from your boat by some eldritch horror from the depths of the sea? I fear my memory is still hazy. As I remember, we sailed to the northern seas where, after braving the elements and some vicious fiends set on making a meal of me, I succeeded in procuring the most pristine ice I've ever laid eyes upon. We began the journey back, and just as we were approaching Costa del Sol, it's no use. The only thing I remember is our vessel capsizing, and my body being flung from the deck along with my hard-won supply of ice. But at least I made it back here in one piece, and I have you and your friend to thank for that, Puyabano. Hello? Are you aware that there's polar bears behind you? Oh, my dearest friends, you too survived the shipwreck. Why, I couldn't be happier. I guess that's a yes. These creatures are your friends? Aren't they lovely? We met them on the Isles up north. I shared some of my treats with them, and next thing I knew, they were following me everywhere. They're gentle and strong. The most perfect companions, really. Alright, that's enough of the touching reunion. My precious ice is scattered all about the place. Go round it up and bring it here, on the double down. Roar! Frosty fluff balls. Very accommodating polar bears, aren't they? And skilled, it would turn out. Wow, would you look at that? They're quite clever, aren't they? Oh, lucky day. The seals are intact and the ice remains undamaged and unmelted. That means only one potential rub remains. It couldn't be a rub. Yes, as a matter of fact. The ice, you see, is everything I hoped it would be. Which is why it was rather to my chagrin when I later discovered that a dreadful fiend slumbered in the rather large chunk of ice that I had loaded onto our vessel. A fiend. Oh, yes, it's all coming back to me now. As we neared Costa del Sol, with the balmy winds drifting in, I heard a dreadful rumbling coming up from the cargo hold. I rushed down to investigate, only to see the fearsome creature. It appeared rather perturbed by the heat, and it suddenly began to swell larger and larger until... boom! You brought a bomb. An ice bomb. It would appear my own carelessness was the cause of our unfortunate incident. Fortunately, my furry companions and I have survived the shipwreck, as has my stock of the purest ice. No word on the crew of the ship? Any other passengers? And yet I fear that the fiend will be back, in search of the icy home I so unceremoniously stole from him. Whatever am I to do? Have no fear, my dear Nakeki. In fairs over the years, my friends and I have fought off more bombards than you can shake a stick at. Why, Bombard Buster could be my middle name. Now, let's go apprise Hermaga of the situation. Surely he'll have an idea as to how we can deal with the menace and kick the festivities off with a bang. Okay. They're waving. Okay. That's adorable. Despite the fact that polar bears are kind of like incredibly dangerous, but we'll go with it. I'm not sure how much help I'll be, and yet I'm the one who brought this menace here. It wouldn't do for me to just stand on the sidelines while you do all the heavy lifting. Hermaga's an old hand at bombard busting. He'll be sure to have a trick or two up his sleeve that will serve us well. Ah, Paladin, I was wondering when I might hear back from you in Payabano. And I see our star confectioner has joined you as well. Pray tell, how did you fare? Well, you see. Oh dear. So while the ice has been safely procured, a blustery bombard of behemoth-like proportions has been procured alongside it. No doubt that has something to do with the panicked screams I heard coming from the beach. You didn't think to maybe look in on that? Yeah, okay, I guess you're busy. But not to worry. After all, what is the Moonfire Fair if not a season for blasting ill-tempered, hot-headed balloons out of the air? And I know just the person to assist us in the effort. Just a moment now. Say no more, Master Hermaga. I stand ever at the ready, my friends. Who goes there? Surely you have heard the tales of Thracy, brave leader of the Bombardiers, and bane to bombards the realm over. Or perhaps you haven't, but no matter. Pray rest assured that I and my companions will see safety returned to your beaches. Bagu too has come to save the day, and he has brought his fun little toys. Trinkets, trifles, toys. Oh yes, Bago has brought his toys that go boom! And I am Rafultia. I may still be new to this adventuring business, but I promise you that what I lack in experience, I make up for in pluck. Pluck, spirit, and determination. This whole mess was my fault, and still so many of you have come to my aid. How can I ever repay you? Nonsense, my dear. The ice you brought was at our behest, and all will be forgiven when you fashion for us the most delightfully frosty dessert Master Gegaruju has ever laid eyes on. Besides, the exploits of bombard-busting adventurers are sure to bring even more good publicity to the guild. That settles it then. Let's get out there and show that oversized ball of ice that the Isle of Endless Summer is no place for its ilk. I guess we're fighting an ice bomb. Fate, a blizzard of bombards can be only completed as a disciple of war or magic. Well, fortunately, that is what we currently are. Forgive me, my friends. I had every intention of joining you out there, but Master Hermaga would hear nothing of it. After all, he said, who would take my place in the kitchen if I were injured on the battlefield? And so, loath am I to do so, I leave the bombards in your most capable hands. Be safe out there, Paladin. I'll round up some potions in case we need a freshening up from time to time. I've no doubt you can handle the matter on your own, but hang my tongue if I'm not going to provide you with all the backup you require and then some. Rest assured that some of my most capable colleagues will be joining you on the front lines. Well, that's helpful. So I guess now we just have to wait for it to show up. It appears there's a couple others who are doing the same, so... Usually these event fates don't take too long to spawn. Gonna enjoy some nice festive music while we're at it. Oh, I think we're going. A chill? It's downright freezing. Ugh. Did they just wash up on shore? Just help! Someone please! Let's get out of here before we freeze. A whole bunch of people. Where are you going? Run for your lives! That's a definitely big bomb. You beasts won't stop us from celebrating the season. Ha! Here I go! The fiends come, but fear not. Thracy stands with you. Just look at all that. So pretty. Freeze, freeze! Oh. They can talk? That's, unusual. Oh, and we have our third combo hit finally. Rage of Halone. That feels good. It is so weird to only have the two hit combos. And you're immune to stun, naturally. It's all good. Let's see. We got a red mage helping out. Dancer somewhere. Run away. Ice sprites. Ah. Rah! Stand there. Oh, don't stand there now. There's a lot of ice. Don't want to stand there. Just chilling. Lowering temperature and show of righteous fury. I love the tooltips in this game. Some of them are really, really good. Ooh, that one's big. Oh, can I make it? Yes, barely. Ow. That looks cool. Oh, wow. Back to this. Poor guy didn't just martial artsing a bomb back there. A little firebomb over there. That's great. This is a little bit more like what some of the dungeon and raid bosses are later on in the game. Definitely more dynamic than the early ones. Right. Roller. Yay. All right. Let's go. Report back in. Ah, Paladin, pray tell, how did you fare? Welcome back, my friend. That look of relief and supreme satisfaction on your faces. Am I to surmise that you've succeeded in driving off that most baleful bombard? Indeed, and we scarcely even broke a sweat in the doing. Isn't that right, Piobano? Quite so, my friend, though I dare say it would not have been nearly so easy without Paladin at our side. I can't thank you enough, my friend. And yet we must remain ever vigilant, for there is no telling when the dread creature's friends may return to seek their revenge. In any event, the Isle of Endless Summer is safe for now, and that is what matters most. You are truly heroes, all of you. All's well that ends well, I say, and with that, I say it's time we retrieved our supplies from the beach. Splendid! Just you wait, my friends. Nekeke is going to prepare the most marvelous dessert this realm has ever seen. Sounds yummy. A bombard that spouts ice instead of fire, and here I thought I'd seen everything. It appears we were able to dispatch the bombard before a panic broke out at the beach. That's a relief, to say the least. Wonder where the others ran off to. Are they still around? Don't see anybody, though there's a few, like... got going on here. You have a little baby shark pet? That's adorable. Although, I'd kind of expect somewhat more celebrants, but I suppose it is near the end of the event, so maybe they're just kind of wrapping up. Alright, Nekeke, what's this? Let's see about this dessert. Treat to beat the heat. Nekeke has managed to whip up the finest frozen dessert you've ever laid eyes on. Oh, Paladin, I can't thank you enough. Were it not for you, I'd have been too busy running for my life to even think of making Master Gegaruju's dessert. But all's well that ends well, and finally I can get down to what I was brought here to do. I promise you I'll be done before you know it, so why don't you and Piobano entertain yourselves for the time being? Ah, and while you're at it, perhaps you could call Master Gegaruju as well. I'm sure he's more than eager to hear than any to see my masterpiece take form. I can do that. Genius can't be rushed, my friend. Why don't you and Piobano have a little chat in the meantime? I promise I'll be done in 2 swishes of a chocobo's tail. Ah, Paladin, truly impressive the way you chased off that bombard. Why, one would never imagine that this was your first time taking part in the festivities. Thanks to you, I think we can safely say the guild's put on another impressive show this year. It's only a matter of time before our halls are overflowing with aspiring adventurers. Talk about making the best of a bad situation. Speaking of which, I heard Nekeke is nigh done with her delightful creation. I don't know about you, but I'm most eager to taste it myself. Believe it or not, I have something of a sweet tooth. We should round up Thracia and Rafultia as well. Ah, but leave that to me. I dare say you've earned yourself a respite. Why not enjoy a walk on the beach while you're waiting? Ah, Paladin, again I thank you for your efforts in helping us dispatch the bombards. To think that such a calamity would befall us on the eve of the festivities. But pray don't be too hard on Nekeke. She meant only to please, as she always has. Oh, in all the confusion I forgot to mention it, but she's actually a childhood friend of mine. We used to play together by the shore, and one day we were set upon by a vicious monster. We thought we were done for, but we were saved in the nick of time by a kindly adventurer who swiftly dispatched the beast and whisked us away to safety. That's when I vowed that one day I'd serve the guild and repay my debt to the brave soul who rescued me. Meanwhile, Nikeke was a genius in the kitchen since she was just a girl. She chose the path of a culinarian in hopes of filling the bellies of adventurers all over with nourishing and toothsome snacks. In the end, she found her calling making sweets, as opposed to the sort of hearty meals that you or and I might favor. But that's rather fitting for her. She's always had an independent streak after all. In any event, she's positively overjoyed that her latest creation will be presented front and center at the fair, for adventurers all over to enjoy. More than anything, I'm just glad she's back with us safe and sound. I'm just glad Nikeke is back with us safe and sound. Until the next time she decides to venture off in search of some rare ingredient at least. Alright, and third person way over here. So, once more, we're gonna power swim in plate mail. Let's see here. Looks like I can get up there. Alright then. Gigaruju. What's this you say? The fiends have been dispatched and my prized dessert is ready for the tasting? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Well, very okay. And I guess just that side quest, which we're not going to worry about, so I guess we're going back. Rather thought he would have more to say about this, but there you have it. Okay. Oh, it's you. Yeah, you couldn't have come at a better time. I was just putting the finishing touches on my masterpiece. Pray, wait for just a moment, won't you? Adventurers, Eorzeans, fairgoers, friends, I am most proud to present my latest creation. I call it Costa del Hilo, and I promise you that it will please your tongue even more than it does your eyes. That is gorgeous. And to make sure that it doesn't melt, as well as to help all of you stay cool amidst the scorching heat, I leave you with a present from my furry friends. They can summon snow. Ah, Paladin. Well, did my dessert agree with you? After all the trouble I put you through, one can only hope so. It's more than worth the trouble. Your friends put on quite a show. It was simply sublime. Let's go with that one. Now that's a relief to hear. If it provided you with true refreshment after your travails, why, as a confectioner and culinarian, nothing would make me happier. Speaking of which, I had meant to tell you. Ever since you chased off those bombards, my little friend here hasn't been able to take her eyes off you. Just look at her face. It's as if she's saying, "Oh, Mr. Adventurer, what I wouldn't give to join you in your travels." You don't say. Oh, truly, how kind you are. She'll be the most wonderful company on the road, I promise you that. And with that, I'd best get back to the kitchen. After all, adventurers from all corners of the realm have come to taste my latest, greatest creation. Until we meet again, a happy Moonfire Fair to you. Farewell. And we've made a new friend. Thanks to your efforts, peace has returned to the beaches of Costa del Sol, and the festivities can commence in earnest. That is, until the Bombard Menace rears its ugly head. You may now purchase wares from the Moonfire Fair vendor, participate in the fete appearing in the southern eastern region of the fairgrounds, and earn vouchers that can be exchanged for goods. Forgot to turn off my controller, it would appear. Fairgoers can't get enough of Nikeke's Costa del Hilo. Orders are through the roof. In all the years I've known her, I've never seen her so happy. Ho there, Paladin, enjoying the festivities. If you're looking to treat your taste buds once more, I've got plenty of delectable delights to dole out. If the past is any guide, there's more of those blasted bombards still out there. Pray, lend us your strength again if you're feeling so inclined. Anything new to say? Just explaining about the fair currency, really. Alright, Polar Bear Horn. Though cold to the touch, this horn emits a heartwarming sound that summons your polar bear, all without needing to resort to using its favorite sweets. Well, I still can't ride mounts. But we can learn him. Learn her, I guess. Summon forth your polar bear, a gentle giant with a soft spot for sweets. In search of ice to make frozen treats, the confectioner Nikeke traveled to an isle in the northern seas, where she encountered this hulking creature. A bite of her sweets was all it took for her to follow her back to Eorzea, where it subsequently grew fond of you. Yeah. And unfortunately, we have to get further in the main scenario before we can ride mounts, because apparently riding mounts needs to be cleared, but we'll get there. In the meantime, Moonfire Mask Stall, Grilled Corn, Costa del Hilo. Sure, let's grab one of each of these just for posterity's sake. A stall with an assortment of colorful masks on display, as seen during the Moonfire Fair festivities. Sweet millicorn on the cob, or million corn on the cob, basted with authentic Hingan soy sauce and broiled over an open flame. A delicious chilled dessert created by the confectioner Nikeke. This icy treat is both refreshing and easy on the wasteland, as it largely consists of frozen water. Okay. That's funny. Currency minted and distributed by the Adventurers Guild for use during the Moonfire Fair. And then a whole bunch of fireworks that you could pick up. Ugh. Awesome! Hey, we did it! Ooh. Hello! The might of our muscles. We'll blast away the Bombard Menace. Bam bam! Well then. Hi! Just, don't mind if I hang out and watch you for a few minutes. one of the things I very much enjoy about Final Fantasy XIV is that they're kind of equal opportunity when it comes to gratuitously sexualizing males and female characters. Looks like this is up again. Let's go ahead and do another fight. Why not? Pick up some fireworks. There's a lot more people this time, so... yeah, this is going to go much faster. So much faster. Sweet. All right. Okay. Storm Tracer. Handheld incendiary device issued by the Maelstrom. One issued by the Immortal Flames. And the Order of the Twin Adder. And Sparklers. Green sparkling festive firework is often distributed in Gridania during citywide festivals and celebrations. And the same for the Leminson, except it's red. And the Aldan is blue. Then we've got Bombard Bloom, a festive handheld firework made from the ash of a bombard. And a Pinwheel, a spinning firework popular in the Far East. Awesome, let's set off some fireworks. Nice. Six-second cooldown. I guess they don't want you setting off fireworks too rapidly. Yay, fireworks. Well then. Oops. Some people able to ride their mounts. We'll get there. Alright then. I don't think there's anything else we really need to do here. Watch some more fireworks. Let's head back to Ul'dah. And let's go ahead and jump over here so we can repair our equipment real quick. Somewhere, there you are. Anything left? I don't think so, because we've been pretty much just wearing this the whole time. It's just a habit of mine. I always pretty much check everything for no rational reason. Alright. Tell you what, let's retire to an inn room. And let's go ahead and call it. I think next time, which might be a few days, I'm not sure. But next time, we'll go ahead and do the remaining gladiator quest lines. And then we will see about becoming a paladin. I just remembered that we may not be able to yet. Because I think we actually have to complete a certain part of like it's far enough in the main scenario before we can take on jobs. But I don't think we're too terribly far away from that either. So we'll do the gladiator quests, finish that out, level 30. Then we'll go see what these Scions of the Seventh Dawn are about. And we'll take off from there. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you had a good time. Hope you continue to have a good day. And let's check out this comfy feather bed. Not fire bed, feather bed. Nice. Good night, everyone.